Hello, good evening, students. Yeah, good evening, students. Good evening to one and all. My name is Jay Kishore. So today we are going to discuss about a computer integrated manufacturing related topics in GATE 2022. So GATE is basically about computer integrated manufacturing. It is consisting of two parts. So that is first one is the basic concepts of CAD/CAM and their integration tools. Second one is an additive manufacturing. So additive manufacturing are introduced from this year onwards in GATE. So let us see about. So the CNC programming is one of the important topic in computer integrated manufacturing. So what is a CNC programming means? So CNC programming is nothing but it is a combination of CNC programming is nothing but it is a combination of so numbers plus words plus alphabets. So this is known as a CNC programming. So CNC programming is consisting of a structure of numbers plus words plus alphabets. Let us see the CNC programming is consisting of the combination. First is a N code. N code is nothing but a sequential number. Next one is G code. G code is nothing but a preparatory codes. Then N codes is nothing but a sequence number. Then X, Y, Z. This three represents the axis for CNC. Next one, I, J, K. These three are nothing but a constants. Then comes for F code. F code is nothing but it represents the feed rate. Then comes to the S code. S code is nothing but a spindle speed. Then T codes. T code is nothing but a tool number. Then M codes. M codes are nothing but miscellaneous codes. It will used to better machining performance. So this is the combination of sequence of codes which the CNC program is consists. So let us go in detail about CNC programming. So see here where encode represents the sequence number, G code represents the preparatory command that is nothing but move instruction which we can instruct to the machine tool. So X and X, Y, Z are nothing but absolute coordinates of the cutter. I, J and K are nothing but the center coordinates. F is a feed rate, S is the spindle speed, T is the tool number and M is the miscellaneous codes. Then comes to what is a G code. G codes are nothing but a preparatory codes. So here first one is a G00. What is a G00 suggest means? So G00 suggested, so it is suggested a rapid transfers. What is rapid transfers means? There is no cutting action is performed. There is no cutting action is performed. It is known as G00. Next code is G01. So what is a G01 means? So G01 represents about a linear interpolation. That means the cutting is going to be takes place in a linear direction. See, Here the cutting tool is moved from this point 1 to point 2. That means here the cutting action is going to be takes place as a Z01. That means linear cutting is going to take place. And here the cutting tool is moved from point 2 to point 3. Here is also linear interpolation is going to take place. Next, here the cutting tool is moved in a direction of point 3 to point 4. Here also linear interpolation is going to be takes place, Z01. Then next one is a Z02, where this one represents the circular interpolation. So see here, if the cutting tool is started from point A, it is moved to point B, up to point B. So here it is a straight profile. So here G01, we have to instruct to the cutting tool. But so the cutting tool has to move from the point B to point C. So here we are instructed to the cutting tool as G02 because it is nothing but circular interpolation in clockwise direction. Then in C to D, it is nothing but Z01. Then D to D, E is nothing but again Z02. Z02. Then again from E to A, it is nothing but Z01. Okay, circular interpolation means G02. Then comes for G03. Here it is a circular interpolation in anti-clockwise direction. That means if the cutting tool is moved from this location, that is point number 1, so it is nothing but Z01 up to this particular location point 2. Then up to this particular location, which is nothing but point 3, here also Z01. Then the cutting tool is moved in an anti-clockwise direction. See, the direction is nothing but, so here the direction should be like this. So here there is a fillet is there. So from here 3 to 4, the fillet is there, but the cutting tool has to instruct in an anti-clockwise direction. So how the cutting tool, we are going to communicate to the cutting tool means we have to guide the cutting tool as G03 so that the cutting tool has to move in a anti-clockwise direction. Next, some of the preparatory codes, let us see. G70. G70 is nothing but dimension in inches. That means whenever we are going to write a programming for a workpiece component, so the programming has to given in inches. So there are totally two different types of units are there. Two different types of units during the machining. First one is nothing but metric units. Metric is nothing but mm. Then second one is known as a inches. If you have taken second one, it is nothing but inches. 1 inch is equal to 25.4 mm. So the programming has to given in metric. I want to use a code, preparatory code as G70. If I want to give program in a inches, I want to use a code as a G71. Then next one is G71, which is nothing but dimension in metric units. That is nothing but mm. Next, G90. G90 is nothing but here dimensional input. For suppose what is a dimensional input means, if you are taken an object, if the object length is, if you are, for example, if you are taken as a 5, if this one is first point, second point, third point, and fourth point, so this one is a default position of a cutter. Okay. So if each and every point will take origin as its reference, then it is known as absolute coordinate system. For suppose if I am taken as 1 comma 1, and this coordinate should be 6 comma 1, and this coordinate should be 6 comma 5, and this coordinate should be 1 comma 5. So each and every coordinate, each and every point, the cutting tool has to move. So where each and every dimension will take origin as its reference. It is known as a absolute coordinate system. While writing a programming, if you are using absolute coordinate system, then we have to specify G90. Then comes to another coordinate system, that is G91. So where it specify a incremental dimensioning. What is an incremental dimensioning means, here I am taken for workpiece, where the dimensions of the workpiece I am taken as a previous one only. So which is nothing but, here I am taken it as a 5, and here I am taken it as a 4, and here the cutting tool is at normally work 0 position. So this one is cutting tool 1, point 1, point 2, point 3, and then point 4. So first of all, it is consisting of a coordinates of 1 comma 1. Okay. So here the first point will take origin as its reference, but second point will take first point as the reference. So that means here the coordinate should be, so 5 comma 0. That means in x-axis it has to move in a 5. Then third point should be, it is a 0 comma 4. That means in y-axis it has to move in a 4. Then the fourth coordinate is nothing but a So leftwards it is moving. That means if you are taken an axis, this one is x axis, this one is y axis. So here this one is positive axis, this one is positive y axis, this one is negative x axis, this one is a negative y axis. So if it is moving in this leftward direction, then here it should be so minus 5 comma 0. Then final point should be we have to write as 0 comma minus 4. This one is incremental. So in almost all CNC programming, we have to use a incremental coordinate system only. The next one is a M codes. M codes are used in order to improve the machining operation. Let us see what is an M codes. Here M02 suggests that program has to stop. Then M03 suggests that program the spindle has to start in a clockwise direction. That means the spindle has to rotate it in a clockwise direction. The next code is M04. So M04 suggests that the spindle has to rotate in a anti-clockwise direction. The next one is M05. So M05 suggests that spindle stop. That means spindle has to stop. The next one is M06 represents tool change. So when during of a CNC machining operation, so the CNC machining will consisting of a number of operation. For example, if you are taking a lathe machine, so in it we are using a single point cutting tool. So that is nothing but a external tool. So the external tool is utilized for basically it is utilized for turning or facing operation. But if I want to use a drilling operation, then I have to use a drill bit. So how the drill bit is going to vary? It means because we have to suggest it to the CNC machine. So tool change. So for tool change, we have to use a code M06 so that tool changes from so external tool to drilling tool. Next one is M07. M07 is coolant on, and the coolant has to flow on a workpiece in a spray type. So coolant has to flow on a workpiece in a spray or mist type. Next one is M08. So in the case of M08, the coolant is on, but here the coolant is flow in a flat form. That means there is a more cool. So more coolant is utilized is required in the case of a flat type. But mist type, spray type, it is nothing but spray. Next one is M09. So it represents if all machining operation is over, then the coolant has to off. Then last one M98 is a subroutine. So these are the M codes which we are used. So G codes are nothing but a preparatory codes, and M codes are nothing but a miscellaneous codes which are used in order to better the machining operation. Then let us see some of the gate bits. So which are asked for 1 mark for previous question paper. See here in the case of the gate 2016 in set number 3, so the gates question paper should be different types of set 1, set 2 and set 3. It is varied for different dates and different timings. So according to this gate 2016 year question paper, match the following part programming codes with their respective functions. So how we have to match means there are totally 4 items are given: P, Q, R, S. So let us see. So G01, what G01 it is suggested? G01 suggested is nothing but a linear interpolation. Then G03, what it is suggested? G03 is nothing but a circular interpolation in anti-clockwise direction. Then comes for M03. M03 is nothing but spindle rotation in clockwise direction. Then comes for M05. M05 is nothing but a spindle. It is going to be stopped. So what is the answer to it? So it is directly codes, which is very simple. So it is the answer is C bit. So C bit is nothing but the answer. So next question here we can check. So what here they are asked means the drill is, this is a question which they are asked in GATE 2015 at set 2. The drill is positioned at point P. That means first of all the drill bit is located at the point P. This is an initial location. It has to proceed to point Q. That means the drill bit has to move from So point P to point Q. So Q is can be considered as a final location. Okay, the coordinate of Q in the incremental system. So what is the coordinates of Q in the incremental system? Of defining position of point in CNC part programming will be. So that means here they are asked what is the position of point Q. So in incremental coordinate system, what is an incremental coordinate system? So each point will take previous point as its reference. So that means here, so the point P to Q, so here the cutting tool can be moved in only X direction up to F4, comma, it is moved in a Y direction, that is nothing but 12 minus 5. So this is the required position which we want. So 12 minus 5, that is nothing but 7. So the final position of, so the Q is nothing but 4 comma 7. So this is an answer. 4 comma 7 is the answer. So it is also for a 1 mark question, 1 mark bit. Then comes to next one. Here this is a particular question which they asked in GATE 2015, set number 1. So according to this question, the function of interpolator in CNC machine controller is to. What is the function of interpolator in CNC machine controller? That is nothing but, so it is used to coordinate feed rate of axis. It is used to coordinate feed rate of axis. So this is the answer for this particular question. That means interpolator is a device which is used to coordinate feed rate. So feed rate, it has to coordinate. Next one is, so this is another bit which they are asked from GATE 2015 in set 2, and it is also carries a 1 mark. So according to this one, during the development of a product, an entirely new process plan is made. That means, well, during any product where entire new process plan is made, so entire new process plan if you are made, so based on design logic and examination of geometry and tolerance information. This type of process planning is known as dash. So in the case of a process planning, what is a process planning? So the sequence of operation which has to performed on a workpiece in order to convert into a finished product is known as a process planning. So during the process planning, so if we are do first time process planning, then it is possible only in a generative computer aided process planning. So this is an answer for this particular bit. The next one, so see a robot arm PQ with end coordinators P of 0, comma 0, Q of 2, comma 5. So rotates counterclockwise direction about P in XY plane by 90 degrees. So the new pair of end Q is dash. So here the robot arm is going to be rotated in a counterclockwise direction. Then here in the bit they are asked what are the new coordinates. So how we have to find out the new coordinates means for Q, new coordinates are nothing but Q dash that equal to, so x1 y1 into, so cos theta minus sin theta, so sin theta cos theta, cos theta here minus sin theta. So what they are theta here, they are given theta is equal to 90 degrees. So by substituting here x coordinate as 2 5, then cos theta is nothing but a cos 90 sin 90 minus sin 90, then cos 90. Then what is the answer? So you have to take in, the answer should be minus 5 comma minus 2. So this is the particular answer. So minus 5 comma minus 2. Okay. So next SEMA. So now we have to go for some more back, that is up to GATE 2008. So for generating cone surface, we require dash. What is a cone surface means? Cone surface is nothing but this type of patches. This surface is known as a Kuhn's surface. This area is nothing but Kuhn's surface. That means here, if you have taken filler type object for a surface, it is nothing but Kuhn's surface. For Kuhn's surface, we require what means a set of grid points. We require a set of grid points. By joining a set of grid points, we can create a Kuhn surface. So what we require? We require a set of grid control points. So మన Kuhn surface can create చేయాలంటే మనకు set of grid control points అనేది required. Next, which is nothing but GATE 2007 bit. So which type of motor is used in axial or spindle drives of CNC machine tools? So basically, we taken CNC is nothing but a, what is an CNC? CNC is nothing but computer numerical control is known as CNC. CNC is what type of device? CNC is nothing but mechatronic device. What is a mechatronic device? It is a combination of mechanical plus electronics is known as a mechatronics. So in almost all in mechatronics device, we are using a DC servo motors. DC servo motors. So the answer is nothing but DC servo motors are going to be used for motion control in the case of CNC. Then in GATE 2006, so the bit is asked for 1 mark. So NC contouring is example of dash. So we are having various types of control, machine tool control operation. So where point to point positioning is used in drilling. So then absolute positioning, incremental positioning, we know. So these both are not related to this particular question. So here we are using a particular continuous path positioning because in NC contouring operation, the contouring operation is used to provide the this type of curves. So contouring are used in order to provide the curves. Where in the case of curves, the cutting tool has to control in two axis. That means the cutting tool has to control in x-axis and also y-axis. So that means the continuous path positioning. That means the cutting tool has to control in x and then y-axis. So the answer is continuous path positioning. So then in GATE 2002, machining of complex shapes on CNC machine requires. So if we want to machine a complex shape on CNC machines, what it is required means. So it is a simultaneous control of X, Y and Z axis because in CNC machine, so CNC machine, it is possible for 3D manufacturing. So that means the 3D manufacturing is possible in CNC. That means the machine tool can control in x comma y comma z axis, and also the controlling has to take place continuously. Continuous observation has to require, so that here the simultaneous controlling of x, y and z axis. This is the answer. Then in GATE 2002, this is a particular bit which is asked for 1 mark. So what is this bit means? The computer-aided drafting practice, the arc may be defined. So actually if you are taking a arc, so the arc can be defined in a 10 different methods. We can define a arc in 10 different methods. But what is the 10 different methods, but maximum how we are use it for defining of an arc means it is a two endpoints and center. So this is a particular method. So how the arc can be defined. Okay. And let us see. So from this bits onwards, now we have to check the GATE 2 mark bits. So 2 mark bits, how they are asked. So this one is C. A circular arc on a part profile is being machined on a vertical CNC milling machine. So CNC part programming using metric units. That means CNC part programming is used metric units with absolute dimension is listed below. So the coordinate of center of a circular arc. Here see, they are given, two coordinates are given. First one is a x 30, then y 55. Then for second point it is a x 50, y 35. So for first point it is an x 30 and y 55. That means this is the first point x 30, y 55. Then for second point it is a x 50, y 35. For second point x 50, y 35. For first point it is a x 30, y 55. Then how the arc is going to be drawn means, so the arc, the points of the arc is nothing but, so 30 comma 35. So if you are taken, this is the center of the arc. If it is center only, we can draw the arc. So we can draw the arc. So for the center, as in the given problem itself, we can identify it. So on its x-axis it is a 30, and on its y-axis it is a 35. So this is the particular one which the answer is lies. Okay. Next bit, which they are asked in a 2015 for 2 marks for set in set 1. So a triangular facet in a CAD model, that means it is belongs to the CAD, computer aided design, is P1 0 comma 0 comma 0. So what is 0 comma 0 comma 0 means it is x1 comma y1 comma z1 is the three readings they are given. In the same manner, x2 comma y2 comma z2 is given as 1 comma 1 comma 1. And in the same manner, x3 comma y3 comma z3 they are given as 0 comma 0 comma 0. So here asked the area of facet. So how we have to find out the area means, first of all, two points we have to consider. P1 comma P2, that equal to root of, so 1 minus 0 plus 1 minus 0 plus 0 minus 0, that equal to 1 minus 0 is nothing but 1 plus 1 plus 0, that equal to root of 2. So P1 comma P2 is equal to root of 2. That implies P1 comma P2 is equal to root 2. Then comes to P2 comma P3. If you have taken 2 points, that is nothing but, so this one is square square square. So this one is nothing but, so x2 comma, or for suppose x3 comma y3 whole x3 comma x2 whole square plus y3 minus y2 whole square plus z3 minus z2 whole square, that equal to root of 0 minus 1 whole square plus 0 minus 1 whole square plus 0 square. So that is nothing but P2 and P3. P2 is this one and P3 is this one. So this one is nothing but 1 minus 1 whole square plus 1 minus 1 whole square plus 1 minus 0 whole square, that equal to root of 1 square, that equal to 1. So area formula is nothing but half into root 2 into 1. That implies area is equal to root 2 divided by 2. So area is equal to 0.707. This is the answer for area. So this is the answer for area. That means in this particular bit, we have to consider answer as 0.707. Then comes to next one. Here also a point P 1 comma 3 comma minus 5. So second point is 1 comma 3 comma. So 2 comma 3 comma minus 4 is rotated to z axis. The new position of point is, so 6 comma 3 comma minus r minus 9. The next bit in GATE 2015, which is asked for 2 marks. Here what they are given means, so in a CNC milling operation, the tool has to machine the circular arc from point 20 comma 20 to 10 comma 10. That means one point is taken as 20 comma 20 point A, and another point is taken as 10 comma 10 point B at a sequence number 55. That means here the program code is 55. The CNC programming, if center of arc is 20, comma 10. The machine has incremental mode of defining position coordinates. The correct toolpath command is dash. So that is nothing but we have to consider radius of 10. Okay, radius of 10, and the correct answer is N05, Z91 and Z03. That means we have to take an sequence number, and also here defining position coordinates, the correct tool method is this one. So this is a particular answer. Thank you. Thank you for your listening. So this is J. Kishore.